Hey, what is going on, party people? So, if you have been paying attention the last couple of weeks, if you're on my email list, or if you see videos like these from me, then I have no doubt you have heard me talking about Tribe, which is Stu McLaren's course. And he has been building up toward and now launching the registration for the 2021 Tribe experience. And I promise, if you're sick of those videos or those emails, we're almost done. The cart is closing soon. And if you want to register, you can at monkeypodmarketing.com/tribe. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Stu's. I've been through this course twice, and this year will be my third time through. And I just think it's a super valuable resource. But that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is because I'm noticing, again, lessons in how Stu does things and how Stu leads up to his launch, the launch experience, and now the cart is open, like the open cart experience. And I just think there's a lot of value in watching how other small businesses operate, how people we respect are doing things, and like sort of analyzing and unpacking the way that they approach things to figure out what works for them and how it might serve us as well. So I want to call out 3 lessons that I have seen this year in watching Stu. And like I said, I do think his content is really valuable, but I've probably learned just as much from like paying attention, like putting on my marketing hat and paying attention to how he grows his business and launches this course each year and delivers on it, as I have from the course content. So lesson number 1 that I think is just super interesting is the cadence of his free workshop series. So when Stu launches, when he like opens registration, leading up to it, he delivers a 3-part workshop series. These are like live classes, webinars that happen every 3 or 4 days in the 10-day window prior to his launch. So if you zoom back even further, he does a lot of promotions and ads and gets people into this wait group and gets people registered for this workshop series. And then boom, there's a 10-day window where the workshop series happens. The sessions all take place live. I think the people who register can also get the recordings. And it's sort of the runway up to his open cart. Like, hey, we're launching, we're opening, you can register. But the reason I think it's so impressive is because the content he delivers on those workshops is insane value. Each one of those could be a paid event unto itself. But they build on each other, and the workshops actually produce the people he serves best with his course, right? The Tribe course is about memberships and growing a membership model business or improving your existing membership. So the workshop series, the first session is the membership movement, which is all about the idea of memberships, the benefit of recurring income, the various industries and spaces and membership model types, right? It's very broad, high level, inspirational, aspirational, and if you have an idea, it helps you visualize that. It helps you get excited about that idea coming to life, right? And if you don't have an idea, it helps you start to fill in. Okay, well, I could see that. It plants some seeds for other people like you. He has such a wide range of examples that it really draws people into this concept and enrolls you in memberships and their power in general. And then workshop number 2 is about the success path. It's a very specific concept that he expands on more in the course, but he pulls it out of the course for workshop number 2. And the success path is about the transformation your membership makes possible. It's about plotting the milestones along your customer's journey as they are a member, where they started, where they finish, and how your membership guides them in between. And so it's a very specific and actionable thing that people can do. If you got an idea on the first workshop, in workshop number 2, you can start to flesh out your success path. And the reason the success path is so powerful is because it acts as the pathway for your customers, but it also informs your content. It is your marketing strategy is built around your success path. Your retention, it's the core to all these other elements that the course then expands on. So by having this success path in place, people are starting to think, cool, I've got this central piece, but the course is like what really fills in those gaps around it and helps you take that success path and like use it to build out the rest of your membership, or to add cohesion to your membership experience. And then workshop number 3 is the membership blueprint, which is like how to build a membership. All the different pieces, building the content deliverables, building your community, building your marketing platform strategy, okay? Building your launch strategy, designing your retention plan, and on, hiring like what team members, what tech you might need. Like the blueprint itself is sort of the nuts and bolts of like what a membership looks like and how to move forward with it. And coincidentally, or not, or maybe strategically, the blueprint is also the structure for the course, more or less, right? The tribe course is built around and follows that blueprint. It fills in the gaps. So if he's giving you this blueprint and basically saying, here it is, this is everything you need, go do it. Or, and that's where the launch comes in, you can join tribe. And we will focus on each of these sections and like take your success path and plug it in here and create all these other pieces. And so I just think there's like independent value in each of these events. And then there's some, like the sum is greater than the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, because the broader launch strategy ties it all together and it paints this hyper valuable path that you can follow, which the tribe course will support you on. So I think that's takeaway number 1 is like, if you're going to launch anything, how do you get people that are qualified and excited for that launch? And like, what would your workshop series look like? What do your best customers need to know, believe, or have done? And how can you design the pathway that gets them there, right? And that's what Stu's workshop series is. So that's lesson number 1 that I think I can use, and hopefully everyone can as well. Lesson number 2 that I have taken away from Stu in the past and also this year is like, with any of his live stream components, I've always struggled with like, how do I get people on live, right? Because if a replay is going to be available, some people will just wait for the replay. But the problem is that like a replay isn't, you don't get the engagement, they don't get to ask questions, and you don't know that they're going to watch it. They might not. So the live component has obvious benefits, but you don't want to limit yourself to only doing a live and not offering a replay, but you want some sort of special incentive for those who do show up live. So one thing Stu does is he does a special live bonus segment. So he'll deliver the workshop content and then say, okay, we're done. Stop the recording, but then he'll do like a 20 or 30 minute stretch that is only, it's not part of the replay, it's only for the people who are on live. And I think that's smart because it's sort of the best of both worlds. The replay is still available, is still valuable for those who couldn't join live, but there's an extra incentive, a reward for those who do show up live. And those are oftentimes modular content that isn't dependent on the rest of it, or is, maybe it builds off of the rest of it, but it's valuable independently, is what I was going to say. And this is genius. One of the bonus segments that Stu does is his founding member launch strategy and script. And a founding member launch is a component he teaches in the tribe course, but he pulls it out of the course and he gives it away as a bonus in either the first workshop or the second workshop. And it basically talks through, if you have a membership idea, here's how you could run a founding member launch to get validation for this idea, to get your first batch of subscribers in. Here's the language you use, here's the way you post it, the cadence, the follow-ups, etc. And the reason, that's valuable, right? That's it. He gives that away. But what I think is so brilliant about doing that is there are thousands of people on these workshops. So hundreds of them are taking this and are doing it. And so if he does that on the first workshop, by the second and third, and certainly by the launch, he has dozens or hundreds of success stories of people who have launched already. And what that does is it creates undeniable social proof, where he's not telling you how valuable the course is, he's showing you people who have already proven it for themselves. And not only will many of those people say, wow, if this free content was valuable, imagine what the paid course will do. Like, not only will it encourage the individuals who deployed a founding member launch to sign up, but it'll show people, who are in that same boat. Man, if they launched this and got that many people with an audience of that size during the free workshop series, what will happen during the full course? And so I think there's a couple lessons there. What could you do to help people create momentum that you can then celebrate for them, and inherently create some social proof and some testimonials out of that, but also like the live bonus piece, I think, is really wise, because there's always been this, how do I get people to join live, but I also want to be able to offer the replay. And I think the solution is to do a live bonus segment that is only available on the live component and not in the replay. And I've seen that in the past, a couple years from Stu, but I watched it again this year with just a brand new lens, and I'm so appreciative of not only how much Stu gives away, but I think of like how experts in general, when they're good at their craft, there's something, it's fun to watch. It's like watching a star athlete in their prime, or something. That sounds a little cheesy and fanboyish of me, but hey, I'm drinking the Stu Kool-Aid these days. Okay, the third lesson is watching Stu adapt. So in the past, he's done his opening launch ceremony on like Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern US time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And he did that again this year. But Stu has a tendency of running long on these webinars. And if you're, on the East Coast and it's 8 and then 9 and then 10 p.m., or if you're in Europe, it's the middle of the night, right? It can just be really challenging for people to make that timing work. But this year he did an encore, which I thought was nice. It was different than a replay. But he did the launch on Sunday evening, and then he did an encore at like noon on Monday, which I imagine was exhausting for him. But what I admire about that is that he's adapting. He's, evolving his approach because of, I'm sure, feedback he's received from people who said, hey, that was great, but man, it was tough to stay up late, or it didn't work for me. Or maybe just people he missed out on because it was so late, right? So by offering two versions of it, it allows him to, be there, be live, and more people can participate. And I didn't watch the second one because I was on the first one live, but I imagine it gives him the opportunity from night 1 to night 2 to like refine or tighten the content, or to answer different questions as they come in. But speaking of his making tweaks and modifications each year, another thing I noticed this year was that on Tuesday of launch week, so launch started Sunday, Monday was the encore, on Tuesday he did a live cast, which was basically an 8-person panel with membership success stories. And he pulled from past tribe success stories, past tribe registrants, and his like members and mastermind participants or whoever, but people from different industries and different parts of the world, so that he had a collection of success stories, and he could pull back the curtain on each of them, talk to them about their businesses. I think there's something really powerful about showcasing results, rather than just saying, here's what I've done, saying, hey, look at these people, and using their words and sharing their story, so that anyone who's concerned or wondering, like, would this work for me, can say, wow, they're a lot like me, and it worked for them, right? And so I just think that's, it's strategic, but it's also valuable, because if you are a small business owner and you're watching this, it's easy to let your skepticism, your cynicism creep in. I know that's true for me, especially when somebody is telling you how great they are. And I'm often underwhelmed by gurus or influencers, but there's something different when you hear not just 1 or 2, but 8 customers all, back to back to back talk about the results they have achieved on the backs of this program, or the role that Tribe played in helping them, get their membership to whatever point it's at. He may have done that last year. I didn't remember it, so I think that's an addition this year. But regardless of when they implemented that, I think there's something to that style of content, is like getting out of the way and like letting the results speak for themselves. It's like live case studies basically, and it broadens the number of people who you can connect with, because you might have a specific line of messaging, but somebody else may need to hear it in their industry's language or in terms that like relate to them. And I think by using a sample of your own customers, that's a great way to connect it to more people. So guys, that's all I will say for now. I just, whether it's Stu or anyone else, I would encourage you to look for lessons in those that you admire. Watch how they are doing things. Try to analyze and unpack what's working for them, and draw from it inspiration or ideas for how it could serve you as well. And of course, if you are interested in Tribe, you can still register using monkeypodmarketing.com/tribe. Registration closes soon. So depending on when you are watching this video, the cart may be open, or you may have missed registration for this year, and in which case you can join the wait list for 2022. Any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them below. Later.